Well, that's a bit of playground equipment that we salvaged from a commercial installation. And the idea here is we've got a couple little tweaks. I'm going to be setting concrete in those holes today. And you'll notice that when they took it out of the installation, they just cut off the legs. They didn't chop out the concrete blocks underneath it. So I had to put in poles of a slightly smaller diameter and then drill through the outer pole and the inner pole and put some bolts there, right there. Inner pole, that's funny. And then I dug some holes right here that I'm just gonna pour some concrete into. I don't even have any crossbars or anything that's gonna hold it. I think that just the mass of the concrete grabbing onto the pole and the fact that the pole might want to go straight up but can't go through the concrete straight up will hold it in. Each of these is at a pretty severe angle. Let me show you that. See that right there? That guy right there. And then I'll just pour a little concrete into these suckers right here and show you how I mix up the concrete. And then, well, then we'll be done. I'm just gonna show you one, I think. That's the plan. Well, yeah, so this is the first time that I've done concrete work without my dad actually being here. So who knows if I'm gonna do anything right, but we'll see. The thing is, you got a bag. Can you see this bag here? I don't know if you can see this bag. So I'm gonna pierce the bag with the shovel because it's here, and then I dump out the powder. And the key is that you don't want to put in too much water. I've got 9 bags I'm working with here. Bags are just $4 a piece at Lowe's. Woo! And it's their cheapest concrete. So I'm gonna pour some water in here and then it's gonna mix it up a little bit, but I do not want it to be soupy. Soupy is my father's worst insult for concrete. So you go super conservative on the water, just a little bit, mix it up a little bit, and then you find out whether you need more. And for me, this is a long, slow process because I don't know what I'm doing. And my dad's not here to tell me, oh, you'll need more than that, or something. But the nice thing is with the first bag, if you get too much water, you can get the second bag and just throw it in there. But eventually, when you get to that third bag, you start running out of space in your wheelbarrow for mixing. This is just an old Jackson. I'll put a little bit more in there. See, you start putting the same amount in every time, and then that ends up biting you back. It's just like stirring pancake syrup, except it's a lot heavier. And sounds like it doesn't taste good. It's really good core workout. It's good for your arms too. So, as you see, I'm starting to get some stuff of pretty good consistency in here. See, that actually looks really nice, but there's a ton of dry still. So, just put some more in. If you had access to a hose, you just have the hose running kind of slowly and bring it in when you needed it. But I'm a little bit out in the backyard, so I don't. That stuff over there is too soupy. This, you would never want to pour anything like that. That's terrible. But what I need to do is just mix it in with the dry stuff here. There we go. See that? And I get a little bit of cross-contamination here with the other side. I mean, cross-fertilization. Because it's a good thing. Yep, it's starting to get there, but I still have a lot of dry spots and I don't have anything else that's soupy, right? This is starting to look really nice. So, how are we gonna know when we're finished? We're just going to inch up on it so carefully. I'm gonna try to get this batch just right as a challenge to myself since I'm making a video of it. This isn't even really important concrete work. In fact, of all the concrete work, it's about the lamest thing you can ever do. Put a power in it around a metal pole to keep it from moving in the ground. And it's kind of a cop-out on that front too, because we're way above the frost line. This is nothing like a footing that we're trying to keep from actually moving. See, we might be close here. Yeah, that's not soupy. That's good news. We're still soupy over here. So I might have screwed up, put too much in. You see how fast that sneaks up in here? They're putting too much in. I tried to go very little here. Well, we got a little more powder over here. That's good news. As we sear the soup, it's not awful, but it's not fully mixed. This is exhausting. Gotta do this 8 more times. I don't even know if it's better to do 2 bags at a time or not. All right. Well, I think it's all mixed. Let's see. It really does hold its shape okay. I think that's the kind of thing that is okay. I'd rather have slightly less water in it, but it's not soup, you know? It does tend to hold. So, okay, well, let's consider this maybe B- work, and I'll just try to improve. But remember, if you're doing this, get a wheelbarrow and a flat bottom shovel, pierce the bag, flip it over, and water it a few times, but be really cautious about overwatering. Now let's look at the hole. I'm just gonna dump it into the hole. No big deal. Is that a shrub that you care about, sweetie?
No.
No?
No, it's not.
She doesn't care about that shrub. What?
It's not anything I care about.
Oh, we just don't care about that shrub. So here's where my estimate of 1.5 bags per hole is finally going to be tested. Looks like that's one of the biggest holes, and 1 bag is nearly sufficient for it, so we'll be okay. We might have an extra couple bags of concrete sitting around when we're finished. And I'm not going to clean anything, but when you finish cleaning, you just want to make sure you run steady water and a little bit of friction over these things so that you get all the concrete residue off, because, well, once it cures, it's there. I'm going to chop this a little bit and try to get out of any air pockets. Again, really informal. See, now it looks kind of soupy. I'm embarrassed about that. Dang it. Well, whatever. I don't care much about the presentation on the top, and it really doesn't bother me if it's a little bit goopy like that. When it gets a little bit firmer, I'm going to take it and kind of bring it up around here so that we don't tend to pool any water around the pole, which would rust that out super fast. We want to have a little tapering going away from it. That's all there is to it. We can kill it now. Sorry, I was talking about pancake syrup. I meant to say pancake batter, obviously. My editor informed me of that just a moment ago. This is my second one, and this is sea-level work. I tried to estimate based on the bucket how much I put in the previous one, and first dump put in slightly too much water. Look at this. So this is soupy. I would never use this for a foundation, or if I were going to do finish work with it. About the only application is actually the application that I have. So I'm still frustrated with myself, but I'm going to dump it anyway, not go for a second bag, because it's okay. Look at what this does. Look at that. Look at that. Ugh. Yuck. Right. It's all right, and it's thoroughly mixed. I'll just pour it in the hole. Just like in teaching, there's always an incentive for teachers to make their classes easier. Because when the class is hard, what happens? Kids complain, parents complain, counselors complain, and teacher works harder with angrier kids. So there's this incentive when you're teaching to just make it a little bit easier. Because who cares, right? The same thing in concrete. If your concrete's mixed just right, oh, it's really hard to move. This, perfect concrete. Look at this. Doc gets an A today. Look at that. Oh, it's so hard to move though. That's what I wanted. That is bag 3. That is well mixed concrete. That's gonna be super strong. You could drive a truck on it every day for 20 years. But it's really hard to work. I'm just right now making sure Now there aren't any bad spots of powder left, but because of its incredible non-soupiness, it's hard. Thanks. Well, I do declare this has got to be one of the longest let it sit and come back to it videos I've ever made. It was more than 4 years ago that I poured these, and I wanted to kind of show the finished product and see how it's been weathering, because I haven't paid them a lick of attention. But yeah, it looks good. I think the key here in the design is you don't want to leave any pockets where water can pool up. It does look like I'm getting some pittedness there, but it's definitely, that one hasn't cracked. So let's head over to this one and see how it looks. Oh yeah, check it out. Check it out. These things are just handling the years fine, and will, as long as you mix your concrete up dry enough, I guarantee you'll get this sort of performance at $4 a bag. Why not, right? And yeah, just don't mix your concrete wet. Bye.